Hey, welcome week 11 recap. We've got Kyle, once again, the bottom two teams in the league representing the week 11 recap. And I know, you're in last place right now. You kind of been struggling a little bit, tough year, but this was a big week for you. 179 points, first weekly prize of the season. Real quick on the weekly prizes, that was your first. Andre leads away with three, Drew with two, Jake with two, Sam with two, and you and Noah now both have one. So a little something to salvage, but I mean, really overall in the league, and we'll talk about the standings a little bit, but looking at it, this league all the way down, even to you in last place, is still very close. But big win for you, mainly led by your kicker who scored 26 points.
Well, yes, it's funny though. Looking around the league, I feel like kickers averaged like 15 points a game this week. Was a lot of like high scoring kickers, which
I
was
can't wait to talk
shocking.
about Ryan's backup kicker.
Yes. But I was happy with Mahomes on last night. So technically my kicker wasn't my leading scorer because I feel like there would have been an asterisk if I scored 180 points, but my kicker was my leading scorer, second leading scorer. But no, everything clicked this week. I feel like my team now is actually it's pretty good. I've been trying to make a lot of moves this year, trying not to, even though I've been in last basically the entire year, I'm trying not to just completely tank, or you can't tank in this league. Um, but I mean, I always, and it really hasn't mattered that much, but I have by far the most points against me
Yeah.
by like, I looked, so I think Drew is in second, but it's by like 80 points. Like Jake's in second place right now. I have like 25 points less than him scored. Like I'm sixth in scoring, so like which is middle of the pack, which I think my team is. It's probably around middle of the pack,
Mhm.
not what my record says I am, but doing the best I can. I was finally happy to have a week that clicked this week.
Yeah,
Feels
you
good.
had DeAndre Swift. I mean, Jamal Williams, the best running back on the Lions,
Oh yeah.
putting up 24 points going up against DeAndre Swift on the other side. It was Bart and Zach that you beat with. They had 120 and they lost by like 59 points. So tough loss for them. However, they did pick up the win against the median. So it was at least
Yeah.
1-1, which is huge where they're in seventh place and right in the middle of the playoff hunt. Um, but otherwise for them, I mean, really, T. Higgins was huge with 9 catches for 148 yards. Other than
Mhm.
that, it was just nothing too special. A good consistent week, but they just had to run it to you, putting up last place team, best last place team of all time, putting up 179. That just shows how close our league is.
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty pretty well rounded.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. So, I mean, David Montgomery had a huge game for you. Allen Robinson finally his nicknames do something. He did something without Cooper Cup, and Christian Watson looks phenomenal. Kittle had 2 touchdowns. I mean, if you can get Jamar Chase back soon, and you can play him instead of Deontay Johnson, and everyone else can kind of hold their weight the way it's been going. I mean, yeah, you definitely are not. I mean, I know we've been talking like you're out of it. You're really not. I mean, 7-15, sixth place team has 10 wins. That you're 3 games back. There's 3 weeks left, but it's 6 matchups. You're very much.
I gotta get hot. I gotta stay hot. I can't really afford many losses right now, but we'll see how it goes. I'm 3 game win streak right now, and we'll see how it goes.
There you go. I'm pretty much in the same boat. Moving over to my matchup. You, like I said, you moved to 7-15, still in 10th place, 3 games back. Barton Zach in ninth place. Seventh place, 9-13. We're going 1-1 on the week. For me, I'm in a pretty similar situation. I'm only a game ahead. This week was absolutely devastating, mainly because it was a really close game. And me
And
and Andre were going back and forth, and I had a lot of great weeks or solid games all the way through. It was projected to be within a point for 90% of this matchup, and I felt like I was going to put up 115 to 120 at least. And then the Sunday night game happened.
killer for you.
Kadarius Toney leaves the game in the first quarter with an injury. Mike Williams leaves the game on his first catch. Mike Williams had 1 catch for 15 yards on a phenomenal catch on the sideline, tweaked his ankle again. That was all he did. Kadarius Toney, 0 points, leaves the game in the first. So it's not even like I can be mad at myself. I
You almost put up 100 points with 2 players
with
basically out for the
combining for
entire
two
game.
points in the
Yeah.
same game. And just the fact, if that had happened in 1 o'clock, say they both played at 1, I would have my whole mindset would have been, this is a shitty week. Like I never would have thought I had a chance. The fact that we were neck and neck, 50% chance who was going to win, and it depended on the Sunday night game, and the fact that, I mean, it came down to Monday, but by then, after the Sunday night performance, I just didn't have any chance. The most frustrating where Cortland Sutton puts up 13 on my bench, Devontae Smith puts up 13 on my bench, and then to top it, not that I ever would have considered him with Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, but Josh Palmer went out and just put up, I think, the most, well, like top 3 wide receiver this week, 30 points. So that just shows what Mike Williams could have done if he kept playing.
Oh, absolutely.
So that was a devastating loss. At a point where, again, I'm not out of it. I'm 2 games back in the playoffs right now, but I need to win right now badly. And I had kind of had some good momentum, and it felt like it came to a screeching halt after this week. As far as Andre goes, 122, went 2-0 in the week. For him, I mean, Lamar has been terrible lately after like multiple 50-point games earlier in the season. He has just been really, really bad lately. Andre's still putting up 120 points at least, it seems like, every week, even with nothing from Lamar. Taylor looks really good again. I think his team is maybe the scariest in the entire league with the potential.
If Lamar comes back and James Conner's starting to play decent too, like the rest of the middle of like that row of Dalvin Cook, Taylor, Diggs, Samuel that's scary.
So. Or if he just played Daniel Jones over Lamar Jackson week in and week out, then he'd be the scariest team in the league.
That's fair.
That's a sentence you didn't think you'd hear. But no, Dalvin Cook every week he has a top player. It seems like they have a down week, like Dalvin Cook with 7 points. It doesn't matter because he's got so many other great ones that make up for it. This week, Debo came. So, yeah, Andre's got a scary team. Obviously, his tight end position, he's going to need Njoku to step it up. Pitts is on IR now. But Andre's got a scary team. He's in 4th place right now. He's 12-10. He's won 4 straight games, 2-0 the last couple of weeks, and I'm in 9th place at 8-14. Chris can't handle matchup of the week. He said that going into it, and he knew there was going to be too much pressure. He called himself Kirk Cousins, where he can't perform in prime time, and then for him, Kirk Cousins went out and 2 points.
I'll be honest. Love Chris, great guy.
Great guy.
Keep doing the Fridays.
Yep.
Keep doing his team on paper, just not very good. I'm sorry, it's just not very good. But he's finding ways to. I mean, 11-11's not a bad record. He's finding ways to win, but his team on paper just not great. He keeps getting it done.
You mean lowest scoring team in the entire league?
Yeah.
5th place, 11-11. Chris, that same guy. It's unbelievable. I mean, you are in last place at 7-15 with nearly 100 more points on season than Chris. I don't know how he's doing it. Obviously this week it came crashing down with 83. And he didn't play Najee Harris on the week that he put up 27 points. I can't say I blame him. Najee's been so bad. But 27 on his bench, I mean, it killed him. He still wouldn't have won. Noah put up 133, had a really good week. But yeah, it's been tough. I mean, Hopkins has been great for him. Freiermuth has been a good tight end. Like he's got some things going, but he hasn't really figured out. It seems like maybe waiting till the 16th round to take a quarterback isn't always the best idea.
Two points from Kirk Cousins isn't going to get it done.
He's done all right for him a lot of the year, but it's just when you end up having guys that are typically like streamers that you can only play in good matchups, and you're forced to play them week in and week out against anybody. Although, that was a weird game too for Minnesota, losing 40-3.
It was. Yeah,
I didn't expect that.
That was a blow. It was funny. They actually changed it on the actual CBS channel. Like they almost never do that too, but they changed it to the Cincinnati game. I was like, wow.
And what we thought was going to be like the game of the week. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what killed Chris, though, getting 2 points from his quarterback. So Noah put up 133. I mean, we've been talking all about his running backs all year for good reason. Henry had 27, but it was his wide receivers this week. I think he had the top 2 receivers in the whole league this week. Devontae Adams with 33 and Amari Cooper with 31. Didn't matter that his kicker got -2, that his defense got
Yeah,
0, that his flex got
he's
3, that
still
his
got
tight end got
133.
5, and he still put up 133 points.
It's kind of similar to Andre, that middle of Noah's lineup with Henry, Adams, Cooper, and Chubb.
Yup.
Yeah, that's scary. Those are all huge names. Scary.
Damian Pierce in the flex. I mean, it's a
Yep.
pretty scary lineup for sure. He's gonna need to figure out his tight end spot with Waller on IR, but doesn't who doesn't? If you know, everyone except Drew needs to figure out his tight end spot.
And me for right now until Kittle gets hurt again.
That's true. That's true. But even he can be inconsistent. Kelsey's just
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Talk about that with Drew, but he's been playing Justin Fields when Noah has when Kyler Murray's been out, and Fields has been one of the best in the entire, like the best quarterback in the entire.
Oh yeah. No, he is. He's like the
years.
Lamar Jackson of what was that? What wasn't last year? A couple of years ago.
Yeah, when he
Like
was
the yes, like that's how Fields is playing at this moment.
yeah,
That's
and
fantasy wise. So.
Yeah, hopefully his injury's not too bad, because he did lead. He had
Yep.
24 points like pretty quickly in that game, and then ended up not really doing too much in the second half, and then getting hurt. But so hopefully he's all right. But yeah, Noah's been just fine, and even better when Kyler Murray's been out for the last couple of weeks. So 133 points for him. Noah's one of the hottest teams in the league, 5 straight wins. He's 13-9. He's in 3rd place right now, and he's pushing for a first round bye right now. I mean, obviously, like I said, nothing's settled at all right now. I mean, teams that look like they got a first round bye still could miss the playoffs. Last place could be up in the middle of so nothing's set. But Noah's on fire right now, pushing for a first round bye. And with the 0-2 week, Chris falls to 11-11, as we mentioned. He's in 5th place, and he needs to win because he ain't winning any scoring tiebreakers.
No.
Oh, I'm going to be so infuriated when he gets into the playoffs after I score 120 more points than him. Speaking of hot teams, Drew is 16-6 this season. 1st place by far right now. I shouldn't say by far. He's 1 game ahead of Jake, but just he's been the number 1 team pretty much the entire season. 155-115 win over Sam. Travis Kelce's a cheat code. I mean, it was the best pick in the draft right now.
By far.
It's a terrible, terrible position where you're never going to get consistent play. If you get lucky and your tight end gets a touchdown or 2, you have a good game, but then you get 2 the next week. It's why I took him the 1st round last year, and I should have taken him at number 1, apparently, because having that at that position, a guy that can go out and get you 35 points and 3 touchdowns, and even his bad weeks to me, Travis Kelce is the main reason that Drew's in 1st place. Now he's
no doubt.
Austin Eckler's been phenomenal. He's got other really good players, but I mean, Kelce's unfair.
Yeah, I mean, and it was kind of the same with Drew. Was that 2 years ago when he won? It was Kelce that led him there. I mean, it's been unbelievable. I mean, he is, like you said, getting that big of an advantage, probably at least like 20 points almost like every single week, a round of an advantage. Like that's just huge. I mean, that wins you weeks. It wins you like the median tiebreakers, things like that. And with a normal tight end, like Drew's team is still good, but having Kelce that makes it dominant. Yeah.
It's the reason he's got the most points in the league this year. And he's got, now you have the most points against, like you said, by a lot. This is rare though, for the 1st place team is actually Sam has more as well, but the 1st place team has the 3rd most points against. You almost never see that. Like it's a lot of, it's like luck and skill. So it's like, but typically the teams at the top are really, really good, and they're playing a lot of teams that aren't putting up a lot of. Drew is in shootouts week in and week out. He's got teams putting up, 115 on him like Sam did, and having absolutely no chance at all. So Drew's been phenomenal. 34 from Joe Burrow too. His team looks really good. 21 from Olave. So
that was a great pickup by him.
Yeah, definitely was. For Sam, it looked like he had broken the curse last week. He was back, and now he takes the loss. He's 10-12. Just ran into Drew, obviously. I mean, the week wasn't terrible, but just didn't get enough really from anybody. His defense and kicker were kind of the highlight of it, but and everyone else was just solid. So that's what you get with 115 points.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly should have played Jimmy Garoppolo over Josh Allen.
No, everybody saw that one coming.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. But yeah, no, just a solid week. Just happened to run into Drew. Stinks. For Sam. Saquon had a 15 carries for 22 yards this week. So hopefully for Sam, that's the worst game Saquon will see because he's gonna need him for sure.
Absolutely.
But Sam's holding on to that last playoff spot right now, 10-12. And he's got a good amount of points too. I mean, when I'm looking at where I stand in the playoffs, and I'm like, okay, not so bad. I'm only 2 games behind Sam. If he goes 0-2, and I'm actually playing him next week. If he goes 0-2 and I go 2-0, we got the same record. Let me look at the point. Oh, he's like 130 points ahead of me. So just having a tie like that, tie record is not gonna help me. So that's a big advantage at this point where everybody's so close. So holding on to the last playoff spot, and then moving into the last matchup of the week. Oh, I can't wait to talk about Hilsey's team. Jake with a 111-83 win. He's the one winner this week that did not get the league median, but he did demolish Hilsey's pathetic little lineup. He's got no chance. I'm declaring Hilsey out right now. This is a close league, and everybody has a chance except for Hilsey. He's got Nyheim Hines in the starting lineup. The guy won't accept a trade, won't even consider a trade unless you give him your best running back, quarterback, wide receiver, and tight end. I don't think he's going to do anything to improve. I don't know who he's going to start at running back. I mean,
from last year, Ryan's lineup last year, which was like a murderous row of players, to what he's putting out this year.
It's Justin Jefferson and nothing. Aaron Jones is fine.
No one else.
Jones is fine. Jefferson is phenomenal. Nothing else.
I absolutely robbed Ryan with that Clyde Edwards-Helaire trade too. I'm going to say that right now.
Is irrelevant.
He put 22 points. I traded him to Ryan. He's gotten 6, 3, 9, 2, 0, and 0.
And he's going to get 0 for after that. Of the year.
Yes.
He doesn't even play. No, he got hurt in this game too.
Yeah. So, I mean, but his team just in total is just in
it makes me. I know he's ahead of me in the standings, so I shouldn't laugh like this, but somehow he'll finish ahead of me. I have no idea how, but somehow it'll happen. Hopefully that, Herbert getting some weapons back for him helps Herbert start to turn around. He had 23 this week, but oh man, that is not the best lineup I've ever seen.
Gross lineup to look at.
Yep. Jake, second place right now, 15-7. Definitely some question marks for him. But he didn't need to do too much this week. It was all about Tony Pollard for him, who just looks phenomenal. I mean, even where Zeke took 2 goal line touchdowns, Pollard still goes up and puts up 36. They use a top running back in the week. 2 touchdowns through the air. He looks so good. I mean, it's one of the steals right now.
Yeah, no, I watched that game, and he's a game changer. So, yeah, it'll be good for Jake down the stretch.
Yeah, so Jake to get a win and even go 1-1 in a week where he didn't have Travis Etienne or Mike Evans was definitely huge for him. But like I said, definitely question marks. I mean, Garrett Wilson, the Jets he's really good, but the Jets it's hard, tough to tell. Yeah. Van Jefferson, he's gonna have to end up starting. The flex spot might be a little shaky, but and Joe
Mixon being hurt too, yeah,
right. So I mean, he should be okay with Travis Etienne and Tony Pollard, but it definitely hurts. Who he's gonna have to play in his flex. So Jake's holding on to the other first round bye right now, but the way it's looking he's definitely scary getting teams like Noah right behind you.
Oh yeah, Noah's lineup compared to Jake's
it looks way better right now. So Jake's gonna try to, he's in an excellent spot to make the playoffs at least, but and that's the most important, but definitely wants that first round bye too. So
Jake in the playoffs. I feel like that hasn't happened since we were in middle school.
2012.
Only half kidding.
You know what you mean when the whole league made the playoffs?
Yeah.
Oh, it's looking to turn it around for the playoff run. Obviously, anybody's still in it unless your name's Hilsey. So for the week 12 matchups, got some good ones here. Not this one, but I'm going up against Sam. Oh God, I need some wins. This is scary. So me against Sam. I'm in ninth. He's in sixth. Chris going up against Hilshi. Two of the
That's tough lineups
that
there.
that has 80 to
Eyesore.
78 written all over it.
Couple negatives by either running backs or yeah.
Whatever the line is in that game, I'll take the under. Chris is in. That said, Chris is in fifth, and Ryan's in eighth. You're going up against Andre. We just talked about how scary that lineup is.
Tough.
You're in 10th. Andre's in fourth. Two real hot teams right now. So see what happens there. Drew taking on Bart and Zach. Bart and Zach are in seventh place, one game out of the playoffs right now. So a huge game for them, but they've got to go up against Drew, who's just been absolutely on fire. And then the matchup of the week, we got number 3, Noah, going up against number 2, Jake. Two guys we just mentioned. Jake looking right behind him, seeing that scary lineup Noah's got, all those studs coming for that first round bye. And he's won 5 straight games, the hottest team in the league right now. So, I Noah's definitely got to be favored in this game, even as the 3 of them Jake's lineup right now.
Oh, absolutely. No, Noah's, again, hottest team right now for a reason. So I think Jake, for right now anyway, he's probably just worried about the median, trying to get a win here and there, trying to hold on to that second spot.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Only 3 weeks left of the regular season. Good luck to everybody. And I know me and you need it just about more than anybody.
We need more than
we need wins.
We
need to get wins. But I think another 0-2 week for either of us, and I think it's done.
Absolutely.
Because we don't have enough points and you got more points than I do, but I don't think either of us have enough points that we can bet on being in a tiebreaker for the 6th seed. So
we
need some wins.
No, it's definitely crunch time now.
Absolutely. It's very exciting. So, all right. Good luck next week. Thanks for joining.
Thank you as well, and the rest of the league.